Hello, and welcome to the Movie Test of Time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters, the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your scheming, gambling hosts. Joining me as always is our other scheming and gambling host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
I'm trying to think about when the last time I gambled was. Like
Jeez,
for
that's a good
something
question.
other than like M&Ms.
Yeah, 100%. Like
Yeah.
actual money gambling.
Yeah.
It's so rare. Like I feel like I think the last time I can actually remember doing it is when I was in Australia and it was playing blackjack, and that was 15 years ago.
Okay. One time I entered a poker tournament, like low stakes.
Sure.
And I had played poker for, with family, but like, and maybe a little bit like, jacks are better
Sure.
at the little gambling machine. But not sit down like with other people that are wearing sunglasses and that whole thing. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was so nervous.
I don't like how I feel playing poker.
Me
There's something
neither.
very and I also think the thing with poker is that you need to be in it for the long haul, and I just can't. I don't like poker enough to really want to like sit there for 6 hours in the hope that I'll win my money back. I'm just kind of like whatever. Like I've been in poker, kind of like casual poker competitions where it's like £10 to enter, and I'm like sure, and like get knocked out immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like cool.
Yeah.
I'll just go and hang out in the other room, and like we can play video games or whatever.
Right.
This is perfect for me, or I'll go home.
I don't
You
think, do you think you're a good bluffer?
Um,
No, you're not. Yes, you are?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think it depends. Like I can, because people have an expectation of me. Like they think that he's like, oh, Eddie's so lovely and friendly and nice. So like I can kind of get away with
I
stuff. Like
see.
I don't. I
You're
find
like a
it.
sleeper poker player.
Yes.
Where
I
they're like,
do
oh
find
my God.
it like. It feels like kind of immoral to me bluffing people. So like I just really try to avoid it. But yeah, I can do it a little bit. What about you?
I don't think so. I just the concept is fun for like cowboy movies, right? Where
Sure.
they're bluffing and all that's, and then someone gets shot. But no, my little heart can't take it.
I think that's exactly it. It. To me, it feels so tied up into the whole sort of like, performative masculinity bullshit that I really fucking hate
Yeah.
anyway. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have any room for this in my life.
Yeah. Jennifer Tilly, do you know who she is? She
Yes, I do.
Okay. She's a professional poker player.
I have seen her play actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite.
Yeah.
It's really quite
I
funny.
know. I love her. Okay, so the crack is, okay, a few things. I watched Hamnet finally.
Oh.
Hamnet finally. Okay, that's a new word for everyone.
It's like somebody's name.
Yeah, right. I think he was the the man that plays Hamlet. I can't remember. Anyways,
Yeah.
so, it was beautiful.
Yes.
Jessie Buckley was amazing. I saw
She was.
there was the Oscars are coming up, so I want to talk about that a little bit. But I read there's always like the honest Oscar reviews that you start seeing where people are like, here's really what I think and why I'm voting the way I am. And like she was like, I just can't vote for Jessie Buckley because like she's like a 10 the whole time. And I sometimes wanted her to be like at a 7, and I was like, that's fair.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I don't know. It kind of was an interesting. It wasn't like a sweeping, look at Shakespeare's life by any means. It was
No.
just like this one portion of their life, and so like that was interesting. I wanted more. Obviously, we all do, but I wanted more Paul Mescal
Sure.
because he didn't really, other than like playing the ghost, he just kind of was there, and he was like, I got an earing. I'm probably
Yes.
stinky.
It was much more Jessie Buckley's movie, but like I think in terms of like, it seems like he's going for supporting actor, and I think that makes more sense honestly because like she is the core of that film.
Yeah, agreed. The other thing is Mike had a birthday. I got him. I'm really proud of myself, so I'm just like, this little win I had this week. He's really hard to shop for.
Okay.
So I got him an alto saxophone.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, because Harper is playing the saxophone, so she's got hers, and I was like, it would be, he was a music major, so he could just
Yes.
pick it up and be like jazzing out or whatever, or play
Right.
Happy Birthday for himself. Anyways, so he was like, this is a really good one. He was like, you found like the Japanese Yamaha when they were making these in Japan. And he's like, you could resell, like, it's always like, what can you resell it for? He's like, you could resell it for more than you bought it for. So
Nice.
that was good. So yeah.
What, like, does he have a primary instrument, or like, you know, like something that he gravitates towards more than all the others, or?
Definitely saxophone. He played
Sax.
baritone sax in
Nice.
high school. It's a lot of like ba, 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 ba. So it's not like the most exciting, you know, you're not like rocking out like you are on the flute, which is what I played. But yeah, I would say alto or bari sax. But like, okay, the price of brass right now is nuts. So like,
yeah,
we could get a baritone saxophone for like $8,000 or $9,000, which we don't have.
That's crazy.
I love him that much. I just don't have. I can't. Yeah, it is.
Sure.
So I got a used one, and you know, blah blah blah. But it's cool.
Amazing.
It's got patina, and it's like one of those like from like band class, and so like the name on the case, it's like Little Nicholas Bale is the kid that owned the saxophone before.
Amazing.
And I was like, do you want a new case? And he's like, no, man, I got Nicholas here. Like, he's super into it. So I don't know. It's just a nice. I did good on birthday.
I love it. It's got some history.
What's the crack with you?
Weirdly, I have saxophone related news
What?
as well.
Okay, can we just let people know that we are twinning today too? We're both wearing blue sleeveless tank tops. Hey, you're paler than me.
That will always be the case. We didn't plan this, but yet it has happened.
We're syncing up with a full moon, Andy, with her clothes.
Right, and now we're syncing up with our saxophone connection as well. Because I went to so Belfast is having a jazz festival currently.
Okay.
So I went to a jazz concert on Saturday. It was an artist called Trish Close. She's like, I guess she is she's a doctor of music and has albums and stuff out, but she's like a 4-piece jazz quartet. I don't know if that fully represents her, but anyway, that's what she was playing with at the weekend, and she's the lead member. She plays saxophone. There's also a guitarist, a piano player, and a drummer. But it's like every single one of them are at that fucking incredibly high jazz standard level, and just watching them was sensational. It was really, really good.
Yeah. I love jazz. I'm not saying I don't love jazz, but like improv jazz. Have we talked about this? It's hard.
I don't know if we have.
It's hard for my ear.
Yes, improv. I know it is hard, yeah.
Yeah. So, as long as they don't improv and like they just stick to the beat, play the song that I know, like Miles Davis, all of that. But yeah, not when they're, anyways.
So impressive.
Please don't hate me, everyone, for that.
No, it's like...
Should I make...
You know, it's interesting.
Did you... Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, I don't often, like... it wouldn't be something I would have went to off my own back, but I was happy that it did, you know, because, like, I really just, you know, love music.
Yeah,
and
you do.
I'm, like... And I'm always open to new experiences, and I find it, you know, not... like quite as enjoyable as maybe like some other stuff that like I would have maybe went to see live, but I find it as a spectacle, and just watching these four incredible talents on like stage with pure mastery over their instruments was like so fascinating to watch.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. Okay.
So,
twinning.
I do have other stuff, or were you because I interrupted you? Was there something else you wanted to...
No, nothing of importance.
Okay.
You know, I just like talking over you.
Of course. I also went to a pub quiz at the weekend.
Ooh.
And it got me thinking, like, you have them, but you don't call them that. You call them like trivia nights,
trivia
or something,
night.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're like...
So,
people play bingo too. Bingo
Yes.
is a thing, and yeah, trivia night is a big thing.
Bingo happens here. And we like used to have. I don't think there's much of a thing. They still exist, but we used to have like bingo halls that people would specifically go just to play bingo.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So it was great fun. It was down. There was a bar close to me. Actually, we have been there. Do you remember? Not the bar, but the place. Do you remember the place I took you to when you were over visiting that had all the colourful houses along the front?
Yes.
Of the water.
I think of that all the time when I'm like, I was like, I remember that little row house. It was like a row house, and it was for sale. And I went home and like I Googled it because I was like, I just have to know like how much is it to live on the water, and it was like completely affordable, and I cried.
It was like what, $200,000 or something like that, roughly. Like that was it was for nothing. Like it really was.
Yeah.
It's just like literally just around the corner from where those houses are. There's this bar, and I had not been in it. I'd been meaning to go down to it for years now, and it was just really great, really good fun. It was just nice to get out for something like that, you know. And it was also relatively local as well, which was nice, you know. So it was good, and we did well. We didn't win, but I think we didn't. He didn't give us all our placements, but I know that we were like second or third in that area.
That's good. Is there a topic?
No, it was very general, but like he was very good, I must say, the guy that was running it, but like what he does is for the loser each week, he allows them, their prize is that they get to pick what the specialist category is going to be the following quiz night, and the specialist round was dentistry. Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
So yeah.
Okay.
There's some good ones in there. There was some good, but it was good. It was a nice night. It was lovely to be out and do something like that for a change.
Okay. Speaking of, do you have anything else?
No, I don't. Go on.
Okay. Well, so quizzes. So our top fan wrote in. Okay. I'll give you the option, which I know you're going to say yes. Okay, so our top fan said, all right, let me try this. So this was kind of inspired by a t-shirt company here called Last Exit to Nowhere, which Andy will probably be familiar with. They sell t-shirts that have amusing movie allusions on them without explicitly mentioning the movie itself, instead typically featuring the logo and the name of a fictional company or product from the film. For example, I own the one OCP logo, own one with the OCP logo on it, the evil corporation from RoboCop.
Yes.
Their early range was also things like the Weyland Yutani logos, Alien, or Terrell Corporation Blade Runner, and even more obscure ones like the Lao She Air Freight from the Temple of Doom. And I was like, nice try, Lao She. And then he like slams the door to the airplane and it says Lao She Airlines.
Amazing.
So good.
Yes.
Love it. So I posted some deliberately joking musings on social media a few years ago where I mentioned characters and events from popular films from a kind of contrarian, reactionary perspective without mentioning the name of the film to see if people got it. If you wish, you could read them to Andy on the pod and see if he can guess the film. But I won't be offended if you think it's lame and don't bother.
No, let's do it.
Okay, so first one. And he said, which I think is my best. Are you ready? Okay, you gotta guess the movie. I will not say you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but I've come to realize William Santiago had no business being in the Marines at all.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'll give you a hint. Tom Cruise is in this movie.
Okay. Is it A Few Good Men?
Yes! Good job. I never would have gotten that. Okay, next one. Okay, this is kind of funny. I see what he's doing here. I'm not saying you get more... Sorry, this is fucking funny. Okay. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything. Sorry. But poor Edward Lewis, bringing a Hollywood street hooker into the Beverly Wilshire is really poor form. Hint, Richard Gere is in this movie.
I think I got it. It's Pretty Woman,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
I halfway through I was like, yeah, I think that's Pretty Woman.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older, if anything, but Walter Sobchak's view of pacifism as a form of emotional mental deficit is broadly correct. Okay.
I know that name.
So, This movie has White Russians in it.
Oh shit! It's freaking because that's John Goodman's character in
Yes.
the Big Lebowski.
Yes. Good job. Okay, and then the last one, and maybe the most obscure. I never ever would have gotten this. I'm not saying. Sorry, this is almost as good as Mad Libs. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but Agent Halpern's fear that those pinko academics wanted to give crucial intelligence away to the Chinese and the Russians was well founded.
Oh, is it like shit? Red something? Red.
I know.
Red Dawn?
No, it's Arrival. With Amy. Amy. She's got red hair.
Oh, Amy Adams?
Yes. Isn't she in Arrival? Anyways, fabulous job.
Arrival?
Fabulous job,
Yeah.
Top fan.
Damn it.
Fabulous
Right,
job.
okay. 3 out of 4 ain't
3
bad.
out of 4 ain't
I'll
bad.
take
You got
that.
3 out of 5. Was that 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5? 4 out of 5. 3 out of 4. Yep. So if anyone wants to challenge Andy, not me, because I will never get these right, please send those in because
Please do.
obviously I don't care if anyone else thinks it's funny, but I sure do. So yeah, that's what we've got for What's Occurring.
I like it. Yeah, great stuff. I like that.
Thank you, Top Fan.
Thank you, Top Fan. Yeah, I agreed. It was amazing. Yeah, send us more, please. Okay, shall we get into this week's subject?
Yes.
Which is Miller's Crossing.
Miller's Crossing.
Third movie in our Irish American month. The one I was most excited for, I think, was my suggestion. So I'm excited to hear what Beth's thoughts are on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what did you think? Just a brief sort of like up top sort of opinion on it.
Up top opinion. It was. I love the Coen Brothers movies.
Sure.
I feel like sometimes I'm like, where have I been and what have I been doing with myself? I went and looked at their film bios and I was like, oh my god, they did that and that and that. It's just like their range is quite something. I liked it. I mean, every scene I was like excited about whoever was like walking into the movie. I was like, oh my god, is that Albert Finney?
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen Tom Jones, we need to add that to our list. That was one of my favorite childhood movies, and he plays
I have seen Tom Jones.
oh, it's so good. We should watch it. It's a comedy, but it's it's a little kind of in that Barry Lyndon.
Yep. In that sort of area.
Yep. So yeah, just Michael Jeter was from The Fisher King, which is another one we need probably. Marcia Gay Harden walked out, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen her in a younger role.
Sure, yep.
I was I mean, she's beautiful, no matter the age,
gorgeous,
but it was she played a really good cold character. Frances McDormand made an appearance at the end, so just the cast was phenomenal. And there were certain, I don't know, I can see if this happened. I'm not sure if this happened, but some of the phrases that they used were so out there a little bit that I was like, that's got to be now in people's lexicon.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see why it was an important film.
Yes, I think there is something about particularly Coen dialogue that is just magical. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it feels some of it feels when you hear it, and especially this far removed from it, when you hear it, you're like, this feels self-evident. This feels like something that has always been.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic, and I think because one of the things I was thinking about with the Coens is that it's kind of you could probably state. For the vast majority of their movies, I say 90% of their movies say this is my favourite one, and you could be like, yeah, that's a good pick, because there's even they've got a few ropey-ish movies, but by and large, even their weakest movies are good movies, they really are.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I fucking loved it. I've seen it a few times. I just find it I think Gabriel Byrne's fucking incredible, and I think it's his best role. I think it's the best he has ever been. He's just so good in it. He's so convincing as this like kind of like smart, hard ass sort of like, also like degenerate gambler who's like, kind of like not the best guy by any stretch of the imagination, but like he feels like such a like well realized character.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I wrote down that a question to ask you was, should I be following Tommy's example for meeting women? To ask you that question. Because like it seems to work, right? So yes, but that's a no. I'm pretty sure.
No, maybe not.
Okay, all right, okay, fair enough. Just I needed to know. I'll write down no. Anna.
I wrote down. Oh God, what's his name? The crime boss that was like smacking his son around.
Oh, John Plato.
Yeah, John. I was like, Andy needs that mustache.
Oh, that's so good.
Right?
I've got more to say about John Plato, but we'll get.
Okay.
Do you want to tell them? Do you want to give them a quick overview?
Yes,
and
sorry.
Then we'll get into this?
We're just like, we get excited sometimes, you guys. Okay, so Tom Reagan is an advisor to Leo, who's a crime boss in the unnamed Prohibition era town. I Googled it, and they were like, maybe Louisiana. We don't know.
Yes, they don't state it. Yeah.
Nope. So, every town in the, eastern southern region. So when Leo and rival boss Johnny Caspar feud over a bookie who's been cheating Caspar, Tom tries to keep the peace. Instead, he finds himself caught in the middle of a war of ambushes and shifting allegiances where nothing is ever quite what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it?
It's good.
Yep.
Or is it?
Or is it?
I do, I do quite like the kind of like circuitous kind of path. It is a shame that as a result, we have a lot of Albert Finney up top, and then we kind of lose him for a bit.
And his hairpiece
because of it.
Oh,
his hairpiece.
Yeah.
Oh. But he's so kick ass in this movie as well. I mean, nearly everybody's incredible in this movie.
I know. Every time he was Daddy Warbucks. Like you can't not love Albert.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I can't think of many other Albert Finney films I've seen. Like I know who he is, but like this is the one that for me is most prominent. In my mind. But I know he's had like an incredible career long before that. Okay, so as we mentioned up top, this was directed by the Coen brothers. Like tough to pigeonhole the Coen brothers, to talk about them in like a short way. They are
I tried doing it and I failed miserably.
Like a storied career. First time we've had them on the podcast. Not
welcome Coen brothers.
Yeah, welcome. Now you'd be on the like introduce the Coen brothers. I think they are like probably. I mean, they are technically still working, but some of the finest working directors that we have. But like certainly within Western film,
Yep.
And like they span so many different genres. It's but they have like there is a distinct spin on their work. I think that like really like I think it's the dialogue and I think it's the character work that they do, which I fucking love. Like it's one of my favorite things about films. Is really good character work. The one thing I thought was interesting and worth talking about is that I don't know if you noticed, but basically only one of them is listed as a director and the other one is listed as the producer.
I did notice that.
So because of DGA rules, which is Directors Guild of America, they basically would not allow partners to co-direct films for a long time. And despite the fact that they have basically said that it's they write, they produce, they direct together, they do everything together, they weren't allowed to like. So that's why one of them was producer, one of them was director. It was only whenever the first time they were listed as co-directors was for The Lady Killers, which is probably seen as their worst film. A film of theirs I haven't seen, I must say.
You probably don't want your name on that.
No. And then they get both of their names on it.
Yeah, so I did find that as a fun fact. So yeah, they do write, direct, produce everything jointly. So what they ended up doing was they started sharing editing credits and they created an alias. So one of them is credited as Roderick. I don't know if if the DGA had something against them just in general, but one of them is sometimes credited as Roderick James.
Yes, that's their editor, isn't it? Yeah, it's Roderick James. I've heard that name. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an alias that they use, and then I guess they started directing separately, like in the 2020s. I'm gonna list some of these, like The Tragedy of Macbeth, which I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
That's very
The
recent
Jerry
one, yeah.
Lee Lewis story.
Yep.
Drive Away Dolls.
I don't.
Hmm. But I was like, so they've been nominated for 13 Academy Awards together, and then yeah, best. They like I looked and I'm getting these names wrong, or not names, numbers, but like I think they've been one or both of them like has been nominated like 300 and something times, and they've
Wow.
won like 144, which is pretty good batting average for
That
you know
really
what they're
is.
doing. So they're yeah, you're not wrong. There's something there. That's good.
Yeah, no, incredible. They really are.
Okay, so they also, I mean, they wrote this movie along with Dashiell Hammett, who is one of the, I mean, this dude was like working in Hollywood starting in the 1930s. He won an Oscar in 1944, and this movie came out in what, 94?
Mm-hmm. 1990 actually.
Okay. Thank you. Andy knows all the things that I never write down. I'm like, I need to write down the year it was made. So he also wrote The Thin Man, The Maltese Falcon,
Ooh.
and like yeah, he's been around a while. So it was just interesting that they paired with him. I couldn't really find the reasoning behind that, but maybe they just needed someone who had been there and walked that path before. So so they're writing the screenplay. They tentatively titled the film. Tell me which one you like better, Miller's Crossing or The Big Head.
Oh wow.
Their nickname for Tom Reagan. The first image they conceived was of that black hat coming to rest in the forest clearing where like Miller's Crossing is, and the gust of wind lifts it up in the air, and so that image also closes like the opening credit sequence. Anyways, so they had this like it's a super dense story.
It is.
There's a lot going on, I would say probably like more complicated stories than are written today because, people can't follow along. Anyways.
Yeah.
But they suffered writer's block while they were writing it. And so like they watched I love how things happen. They were like watching Baby Boom. Have you seen that?
Yes.
With
it's Bruce Willis, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, it's Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
I think so. Is it Baby Boom? I think it's Diane Keaton. It's hilarious, but it's nothing to do with this movie. But they were like inspired, and then they took a break. They wrote Barton Fink, which was their next movie that came out after this, starring John Turturro, in 3 weeks, and then they started resuming Miller's Crossing again. So interesting how things happen.
And the connection
Yeah.
between those two films. I really noticed the Barton Arms at one point as well. There's one of the places in Miller's Crossing is called the Barton Arms, which is the connection.
Oh, I love that.
Barton Arms.
Good fact, Andy.
But it's so I mean, I'm again, I was reading about them, or I think it was another podcast that I was listening to about them. Like they really do. That does seem to happen to them a lot, and then they just like go and make another movie, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
But there you go.
They have. I mean, it's like they've gotten to the point where they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, very much so.
And I love that for them.
Yeah,
keep going.
Okay, so the score was done by Carter Burwell. He is basically their forever composer.
Okay.
Like he has basically scored all of their movies, the vast majority, at least anyway. I think there's like 2 of theirs he hasn't done.
Did he? Did he do "Oh Brother Where Art Thou"?
He didn't actually. That was one of the ones he didn't do.
Okay.
Which I'm sure he is very sad about because they made an absolute. That soundtrack was apparently.
Everybody has it. I have a copy.
It was apparently one of the reasons why like that. The money that they made from that was like way outstripped what they made from the film. It's kind of wild to me.
From the CD.
Yeah.
Yay!
Like it went like it's a triple platinum. It was insane. Like how much money that made. It was, and I had a copy, so I get it. But yeah. But anyway, so Carter Burwell, like I say, he's worked on the vast majority of their films. He is someone who's been nominated a number of different times for an Oscar, but has never won one, unfortunately. Not really a ton of awards, sadly. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with awards, but there you go. And I think they're
make it a category. Make it a category.
Anyway,
so you're mad about awards?
I am mad about them, but I also don't care about them. It's a bit of a conflicting position, but hey, that's some classic Andy.
Okay.
So
we might have to give you like occasionally the classic Andy award.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. This is some classic bullshit. But like, he got his start, I should say, in punk bands. Most notably in one called Thick Pigeon.
Thick Pigeon.
Right, which I like.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
it
good.
Is. So yeah.
I don't hate
so
it.
that's Carter Burwell.
Okay.
No, me either.
Sorry. Okay, so favorite actors. It was just... I love going back and seeing like people that have made it and come so far and in so many good movies, and just like seeing their like fresh faces. And you know, so we have I don't know, you say Gabriel or Gabriel?
Mm-hmm.
Byrne.
Gabriel.
Okay.
Gabriel.
Albert Finney, Marcia Gay Harden, John Turturro, Steve Buscemi showed up as Mink.
Yep.
One of the characters. So just like, they were all fabulous. They were all fabulous.
Yeah, no, and like John Polito as well. I want to talk a little bit about him, but like,
and his stash.
Because like I think then Buscemi obviously had like Coen Brothers. Buscemi had like a long working relationship, and I actually rewatched Fargo a couple of weeks ago, and it's so funny because like, you know, whenever they start investigating the crime in Fargo, they ask a few people for information on the two kind of kidnappers / hitmen, and whenever anybody talks about Steve Buscemi, they're like, what do he look like? They're like, you know, funny looking. And he just think of features and it's like, no, just funny looking. it's such a good description, and like, I mean, no shade to Steve Buscemi, he rules, but it's just like the funny looking it's just perfect. The other thing I wanted to talk about, sorry.
I know there was like, I don't know if it made it into my notes, but they hired Steve Buscemi because he had his eyes, like he has his Steve Buscemi eyes, but he was also he could talk the fastest of any, like, yes. So that's, yeah.
He was perfect for Mink, for one of those guys who's just like scrambling, who knows he's like in a dodgy position, but who's just trying to like get his way out of trouble all the time.
Yep.
The other one I wanted to talk about a little bit was John Polito. So, John Polito rules. And like, if you don't know who this guy is, look him up and you will know his face immediately. Yes. He's just like one of those guys. And the thing that I heard about with him was that so essentially he was a working actor for many, many years, but like he was like quite handsome, and like he was a great dancer, and he was a stage actor, and it just wasn't, he never really could find his fit. And it was like he went through a period, it was like something happened, and he then just became the John Polito that we know. And then the look that he had for this movie and going forwards was what got him, you know, it made him like a prized kind of like character actor, you know, for many years afterwards. And it's just so funny to me, you know, because it's like, he was a good looking guy, you know, good looking guy back then, but good looking young guy, couldn't make, good actor, I would presume as well, couldn't find his way. Then he becomes this sort of like, you know, fat sweaty wee guy.
Yeah.
with the thin mustache, and then people are like, yeah, we want you in all of our movies, you know.
Yeah, and like,
he rocks.
To spoil everything, like he dies at the end, and I was like, oh, like, oh, I didn't even want to see him like with fake blood. It made me sad.
No, I know, it's true.
It's a great character.
He really is. I think one of the other lines of dialogue I wrote down that featured him was that when he was having a meeting with Tommy, he turns around to Tommy and goes, do you like kids? And Tommy's like, no. Just a flat.
Yeah.
No.
I wrote down when he's like at that lady's house and he's like, they're coming, and she was like, will my cats be all right? I was like, and he's like, yes. And I was like, why would you think to put that in there? But like, what a perfect.
I agree.
It's
all those
perfect.
small
It was like a
moments that just totally
line.
make it for me.
Nobody
yeah,
knows
like-
anybody not that well.
Yep, I wrote that down as well. I thought that was a really good line. He uses it a couple of different times.
Yes.
Or even like the classic, the one that has become echo through the ages, the John Turturro, "Look into your heart,"
Yeah.
What a dumb guy Bernie was.
Oh my god!
So
But like,
anyways.
there's a scene where like he's got to take John Turturro's character out and like shoot him in the woods, and his other mob dudes are like waiting for him to come back, and John Turturro like blows up this scene and is like begging for his life, and it is so well done.
Mm-hmm.
That it freaked me out, and I was like uncomfortable like watching it, and I was it was so well done.
It
And
really
then like
was.
his character flips right like 5 minutes later, and then he becomes a total like he's like so he doesn't shoot him, and then John Turturro's like comes back to town when he was told to like leave town and never come back because he spared his life, and it just he played such a dick.
He did. Like, it was such like a good depiction of a guy who thinks he's probably he's in over his head, but doesn't really realize it.
Thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is given an incredible chance to escape it, and then like decides, oh, I can play this for my own means, and completely fumbles it. And, it's real. I think they're quite good at playing those guys. Guys who overplay their hands and really fucking get into trouble is such like a theme throughout their films.
Yes. And then Gabriel Byrne is like supposed to, at the end, they're in the same situation where John Turturro's character is begging for his life, and Gabriel Byrne is just like, he's like, look into your heart, look into your heart. What did he say? I don't have one, and he shoots him in the head. And I was like, all right. So
I also wanted to talk about the other, there's so much stuff I loved in this, to be honest, but I loved all of it, but I love the scene where two hitmen go after Leo, which is Albert Finney's character.
Yes.
Fucking incredible.
Yes.
So it's like, because he's like an older guy.
Is this the assassination attempt with the Tommy guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking
Never
incredible.
seen anything like that before.
Oh, just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a badass, really great. Lovely use of Danny Boy as well.
Can you give me, do you know the background of, like, who's Danny?
I can't. No, it is an old Irish standard, but I don't know a lot of the origins of it. Some of our listeners might know and can let us know. But like, I've got to say that one of the things, and I wanted to talk about this when I was talking about Carter Burwell, is that I feel like it really did a good job of in the music having an Irish motif without sounding too like fiddly D or like really indulgently kind of Irish. Look how Irish we are. It was just like a layer of it that was just perfect. I thought he handled that really well.
Yeah, I was impressed with. Even with The Usual Suspects that Gabriel Byrne is in, I couldn't.
I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, I was like, is he really? Like, it's hard. He's got such a light accent.
Yes.
To me, at least to my ear, or maybe it's because like, I don't know if that's like based on region or if you just have a very thick accent.
I mean, yeah. I think he's probably his accent's probably been Americanized over time for sure as well. He spent a lot of time out there, So yeah. I'm holding the tiny phaser.
Oh, you are. That was your Halloween costume with Sasha.
It was. I refined it again. It's a nice.
You can't get rid of something like that, especially when you were like assuming it would be a normal size phaser, and it came like a tiny phaser, only fit for a dog paw.
Exactly. I mean, I found a purpose for it. That's all that matters.
You did. Thanks for showing me that.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, I was thinking through like what what does this have in common with other movies? And obviously, like, there's a mobster motif. We've seen a lot of mobster movies. We've seen a lot of prohibition movies. But I think at the heart of it, I think it's like love, loyalty, romantic love, sibling love in a very uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
Father-son love, and just, it was just surprising when I thought about it that way. Like, yeah, no, it's a very simple story, and at the heart of it, that's what's there, I think. So.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, and like again, I think no like, colossal stars as well. Like I think that would unbalance something like this. I think
Agreed.
everybody's like, he is like, I mean, everybody's great on it, but like there's not like this big sort of like, even though Gabriel Byrne is the center of it, like it's not like he is part of a greater puzzle.
Yeah, agreed. So I have some facts. Do you want some facts?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so astonishingly, there's no profanity in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Which,
suppose that makes sense.
why?
I think that like kind of, well, it maybe not makes sense, but like I think that I don't know what I think. Yeah, it's like it feels almost like it was fictionalized. Like there's a heightened element to it. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's harkening back to a simpler time, but also kind of like taking the piss out of that a little bit as well.
Yep.
And like I think whenever people see old time periods through rose tinted glasses, they kind of like idealize them in a way. So like not having swearing in it kind of like creates this sort of like, even though because it's an 18 rated movie, there's violence in it. There's people getting killed, people getting shot in the head. So it almost kind of like softens it, or it feels like an attempt to soften it that doesn't really. It kind of fits, I think, with the idealized world a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
Interesting.
I think you're right. Like I can't like quite figure out like what lens they were trying to look at it through, but I think you're right. Like rose-colored glasses, or it's like when we talk about like the Kennedys in America, like Camelot, and like right, it's that there is a filter for that you would have on your phone that would have a name.
Even the fact that this isn't based anywhere, like, and it's one of the things I was thinking about as I was watching it, because I was looking, because we see the police and I was like, is there something that says where they're from? Is it Boston? Is it like, but it's not. It's just kind of a nebulous sort of idea. It kind of like others the film. It makes it like cartoonish is unfair, but you know what I mean, like heightened or unreal in a way that like, while also being quite grounded. It's such a mix of stuff.
Well, and like symbolically, it's like Miller's Crossing is a crossroad, right?
Yes.
And that is a lot of what this story is also about. It's like,
it's true.
Do I take this road or this road?
I suppose it's all like it's true for like a lot of Coen Brothers films, in that they all exist in a kind of heightened version.
They have
of reality.
roads. There's lots of walking in roads.
There is lots of walking in roads. Yeah.
Okay, so profanity. Back to profanity.
Sure.
Someone said "son of a bee," almost like a term of like you're a son of a bee, Tom. Yeah. So there's like the ratings for like best action scenes. So I guess the Tommy gun assassination scene is one of the great action set pieces of the 90s. Totally agree. Don't fuck with Albert Finney.
No.
So Albert Finney almost did not make it into this movie. So for those of you who have you seen Raising Arizona?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So they wrote the character of Leo, who Albert Finney played, for Trey Wilson, who played Nathan Arizona Sr. in Raising Arizona. You'll see his photo. You'll totally remember.
Okay.
He died before production began, and so then they asked Albert Finney to take over. I'm not saying I'm happy that Trey Wilson died, but I think Albert Finney was a good next person to step into that role.
Incredible choice.
I know. Okay, so although, because I want to get some Irish facts here, although he is not a native Irishman playing a lieutenant to an Irish mobster, the Coens did not originally... Oh, sorry, he was a native Irishman. These little one-word things matter sometimes, don't they? Did not originally want Gabriel Byrne to use his own accent in the film. Byrne argued that his dialogue was structured in such a way that it was a good fit for his accent, and after he tried it, the Coens were like, I agree, me too. So yeah, so Byrne and Finney used Irish accents in the film. Is there a
Finney's is milder.
Yeah.
Like his is like it feels like an Americanized sort of Irish accent, but you hear a little bit of it for sure.
Is he British or is he Irish in real life?
I believe he's English.
I meant English.
Finney feels like an Irish name, like it really does, but I think that it looks like he is. He's English. Yeah,
okay.
He's English. Yeah.
Do you know the Irish tenor Frank Patterson? From the Londonderry Air of the Londonderry Air. Anyways, he sang the O Danny Boy song, and it was recorded under the Coen brothers' direction. So it was like precisely timed for the scene that it plays in the film. So I got to go back and watch that.
I see. So there's a very good distinct version of it.
Yes.
I think, like, again, what they do really well in terms of, like, telling a story is I love that scene essentially starts. I mean, there's a bit before without him in it. He's listening on his bed, listening to the music on his bed, and he's smoking a cigar, and the smoke comes up because these guys have fucked up a little bit, started a fire. And he puts a cigar out, puts it in his pocket. The action scene happens. He basically wipes out all the assassins
with a single Tommy gun.
It's
so good.
And then takes out a cigar.
Takes the cigar back out of his pocket and puts it back in his mouth. And I was like, same cigar. Like, it's just,
incredible. Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
Agreed. The Coen brothers reportedly turned down the 1989 Batman film because it would have interfered with this film. Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine if the Coen brothers had directed Batman instead of Tim Burton?
I wonder what that would look like. That would be fascinating to see.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't. I feel like I'm glad that the Coens had their own thing and did because they don't think they did anything like that ever.
No, and like he'd probably like walk more, and there would probably not be the Batmobile. He'd just be like walking back to his cave.
Yeah.
On a path. Okay, so first collaboration with Steve Buscemi and John Turturro. They went on to be in, okay, so in the 2015 interview, John Polito revealed that during the production, a distressed Marcia Gay Harden, this was like, I guess, her first major role, complained to him that she felt that her co-star Gabriel Byrne was acting cold and distant, and Polito was like, he's method acting, he's trying to remain in character. But I read I think it was Natalie Portman, where she was like women actors who are mothers can't afford to go into deep character acting, where you play the character and you're that for 3 months or whatever. She's like, I have children, I can't method act. It's not a thing.
That's it. I love that. I mean, method acting does feel a bit like masturbatory anyway.
Right.
Like there's something inherent about it. It does feel a bit like, look at how fucking self-important I am. And I've heard even other like male actors voice that concept. So I get it.
I mean, I think Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the only one that I would be like, yeah, it is necessary.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah.
Can I give you one of the things I forgot to bring up, and I think it's an interesting fact. Do you know about the other two directors that were involved in this film?
No.
Okay, so one of them was in the cast, which was Sam Raimi. Whenever they are running, there's the assault on the Irish Social Club, they throw a bomb through the window.
Yes.
So the guy that shoots the shot, that's Sam Raimi.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I love that.
The other one is, and he did cinematography for the Coens for a number of years. I think he also did some stuff for Raimi. I can't remember. So the cinematographer for this film was Barry Sonnenfeld,
Okay.
who then went on to direct a ton of stuff,
Yeah.
like the Addams Family movies,
Yeah.
and What Men in Black and things like that. You know.
I'm like acting like I know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm going to Google that later. Fascinating. Okay, so the Miller of the title comes from the Coen brothers' frequent film editor, Michael R. Miller.
Amazing.
I just love that they like, I really love our film editor. Me too. Let's name it Miller's Crossing. Oh, good idea. And that's how that conversation went.
I do love like that. It seems like that a lot of their film ideas come from a single image. Like, so for example, the hat
Yes.
drifting along the ground in this wooded area. Like,
And they were like, oh.
Yeah, this is it, and we'll just build from there.
Yeah.
Or like apparently for Inside Llewyn Davis, the main core concept for that was that they were imagining a folk singer getting his ass kicked out the back of a music club,
Folk singer.
and that was the idea, and they built from there. And I'm like, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. It's like, do you ever play the like improv game Yes and?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what they do. They're like, yes,
Yeah.
and Tommy gun, cigar,
Yep.
yes, and, you know, he chases him down the street, too. It's like in his bathroom.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's so good. Sorry, there's a bug. If anyone's seeing me, like, hitting myself in the face. Okay, yeah, those are the facts I have.
Love it. Okay.
I'm like
Cool.
King Kong right now. I'm gonna get this fucking bug.
Get the freaking.
Yeah.
This is your bearded dragon needs to get in the case.
I
Take care of
know.
that bug.
I know, she's
She's chilling.
She's gonna get big enough that she's gonna start like sitting on my shoulder.
Oh, amazing!
I know.
That'd be the good stuff.
Oh, love it.
Okay. So shall we get into our final few week sections here? So first of all, Too Legit to Fit. Here are the best outfits in the movie. I feel like it was Marcia Gay Harden for me, probably.
Yeah.
Like, she looks incredible throughout. Like, she really does. She's just like sensational.
Yeah.
And I think she's the one who like wears anything other than like a suit anyway, basically. You know, so it's like she was a shoe-in for it, really. You know, but she just looks so beautiful in this film. She really is.
She
like,
really
you know,
gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning.
Gorgeous.
So Andy's Animal Acting Award for excellence in animal acting has to go because there's only one choice, but still excellent animal acting. The dog who finds the dead body.
Yeah.
Such a cute dog. It's so sweet, and it's just
Really?
sitting there with the like lovely little look on its face.
Yeah. Here it is.
Uh,
This dead guy's right there.
and the guy's toupee gets stolen. So yeah. Right, final week section then for Miller's Crossing. Beth, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
You know, I've never seen this before.
Sure.
It also came out the same weekend as Goodfellas.
Ooh, same weekend?
Yeah.
That's
Isn't
a
that
tough break.
fucking bummer?
Yeah.
So Goodfellas, like, I don't think it definitely didn't have the same, like, everyone
impact.
went to,
It wasn't as big.
everyone went to see Goodfellas, and so like I think probably that was the beginning of the reason that I never saw it. I don't think my dad was like a was he a Coen Brothers fan?
Oh, really?
I don't know. I have to look at and see, like, I have to go look at our VHS tapes and see. So yeah, it was never quite on my radar. Really, I don't think they were on my, well, no, yeah, he did, because Raising Arizona. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. I would totally revisit it. I thought it was, you know, a complicated story. I can understand why they had to step away to kind of figure out all of the nuances, and, you know, I loved the ending. I love the characters. I love the world they created. It was cool. I love it. We're both so obsessed with, like, where did it take place? Because, like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
You know?
Easy revisit for me as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think just absolutely... and I was looking forward to, whenever we talked about Irish American Month, this was the first one that leaped to mind, because it does feel like such a crossover, because it is essentially about the Irish mob in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, the core of it is, you know. And I... Yeah, absolutely loved it. What a great revisit. I just kind of love, like, my favourite things in any sort of, like, you know, movies, TV shows, whatever, is great dialogue and great characterization. And I feel like the Coens are possibly unmatched in that. Like, I don't think many people do it as well, or certainly better than them, you know, and it's just a pleasure spending time in these worlds they've created, and yeah, easy revisit.
I would say too, just again looking at like their filmography, is that a word? Does it matter?
Yeah.
It does matter.
It is a word. It is a word.
But like I can't, if you were like, if I didn't know all the you know, which movies they directed, I bet I could sit down. Like, you know, when you're watching a Tarantino movie, you know, when you're watching, you know, a Malick movie or a Gilliam movie, right? This is definitely like, they've got their own way of doing things. And
they've got their own language, I think, like both visual language and actually language, you know.
And I'm absolutely here for it. So
I hear you.
Good job. Good job,
Love
guys. It. Thanks for being here and listening. Not interjecting a thing into what we had to say.
Not at all.
Will my cats be all right? My favorite line.
Yes, exactly. It's true. So, Beth, can you tell me what has been bringing you joy this week?
Yes. I think it's Mike's birthday.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, I love that, you know, everyone's got different ideas of aging, you know, and he doesn't care. He's just excited to, like, get up the next day and be his badass weird self. But, like, I've known him since I was 14 and he was 17. And, like, he just had his 49th birthday. He's just, like, I love that dude.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Rocks.
He rocks. I got asked on a date to Oxford.
Okay.
I'll send you the dates, but we're staying. He was like, I have this idea. I don't know if you'd be into it. And I was like, what? And he was like, let's stay there's this like jail at Oxford that they've turned into a hotel.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, a B&B, but you stay in like, you know, a jail cell that they've turned into like a very nice room. And I'm just like, I'm so, you know me. I'm like, I hope it's haunted. Lock me in a room. You know, make it as weird as possible. Absolutely.
I mean, if you're looking for haunted places, go no further than the UK. We've
got
out the fucking ass.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's a jail. Did you say?
It's a jail.
It's gotta have some ghosts in there.
Yeah.
It's got to.
It's so it's super shishi, but I just, you know.
I love it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it has been a rich week of, or last week was a rich week for video games. So there was two. Sorry, I was a bit worried. There has been a mouse in the house, and I saw some movement.
The mouse is back.
No, I thought I saw movement there, but I think I'm seeing things, thankfully.
Okay.
I don't want it to be here. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, and sorry, I know that goes against Snow Ventura's position.
I'm like, what is its name? What are you feeding it?
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Have you made it a hat yet?
Yes.
No, none of the above. Anyway. So it has been a good week for video games last week. 2 games came out. This is particularly my joy for the next few weeks.
Ooh.
But one of them is a game called Slay the Spire, which is a deck builder and just like such a fun game. It's just
like
basically
deck builder. What
yes.
do you mean?
So there's deck builder board games where you have basically what you do is you start with a basic deck of cards and then not as in playing cards, but like a basic deck of whatever sort of cards, and then you add to it as you go to make it better. Basically, it's.
I thought you were like talking about like a deck in your backyard that you like.
Yeah. So you varnish it.
Yeah. No, I was like, that's so cool, Andy. Building some decks.
I mean, like, do you know there's a video game called Power Wash Simulator, right? So like, it would not surprise me if there was deck building simulator. Like, it's got to exist somewhere.
Someone's gonna steal this idea. And everyone's going to be like,
sure.
have you played that deck building game?
Hey, I say you're welcome to it. I am not about to build a deck building video game. Anyway, so this is like basically you're working your way up through this tower and you're fighting different monsters and you're encountering different events and stuff. And it's just quirky and fun. It's a sequel to like a game that so many people loved. And I was like trying to resist it because another game I'll talk about next week came out last week, which I was slightly more excited for. And then like, I kind of bit the bullet and I've been playing both of them on and off. And it's been great. It's also, this new one has a multiplayer aspect And that's another thing that kind of made me get it, early, because it was like I just want to play it with my friends, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So,
What
yeah,
what
Slay the Spire 2.
interface? Would you play video games with me online?
Absolutely.
Do you have like a headset?
I do. Discord's probably the best way for doing like that sort of stuff these days. That's what I use by and large. But yeah, we can absolutely figure it out. I'll play whatever, like truly.
Okay. Deck building?
I mean, like whatever I will play online. It really doesn't matter. Like I just love video games so much.
I do too.
I
I don't play them enough. Okay.
So first thing before we get into our final week section is to let you know that next week's movie is going to be The Quiet Man.
I've not seen
I've
this.
never seen.
I've like seen it once, and I was like, I loved it. Probably. I remember like certain scenes, and I just remember thinking like it's so beautiful. So.
I'm excited to hear John Wayne's Irish accent. I really am. I mean, like I presume he does one. Maybe this was at a time whenever they were just like, whatever, I'll just speak in my American accent.
Or British.
Or whatever. Yeah.
I'm Irish.
But yes, so The Quiet Man. So Beth, could you let everybody know where they can find us?
You can find us at bendypodcast.com. I'm just going to tell people we're starting to do not a full rebrand, but like, we're starting to move more things into Movie Test of Time. So I will have updates in the next, couple weeks about where you can find it. Whatever happens, if you go to the website, it'll just push you to the new website.
Yeah, I will. So keep your eyes peeled.
But yes, we're on YouTube. If you would like to, what did they say? Like and subscribe.
Yep.
Smash that like button.
Yep.
Love all that. Reviews on Spotify, always appreciated. So if you've got a few minutes to support your local Andy and Beth that are not local, because we're not, because he lives in Ireland and I live in the United States. So find us.
We're local.
Yeah. We're local on the internet.
Yeah. On the planet.
Yep. Right. Good pitch, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I'm getting better and better at this.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right. Love it. Okay. So I think in that case we have reached the end of this week's episode. And in that case, as always, we'd like to remind you to stay Right, don't explain that, Beth. Don't explain what happened. I'll confuse them.
Yep.
All right, we love you.
Never
bye.
shall you. Bye. Love you. Bye.